Alright, first ride on the 2023 300XC. Just got this bike. This is replacing my 2021 300XC. This is the new motor. This is the TBI. So we're going to see how this goes. Should be pretty fun. First little hill climb on the new bike. Whoa, big girl! Woo! Wow, she likes that. Wow. Bike is wild. Just wheelies through everything. Pretty fun. I was just telling one of the guys, it's like riding a KTM 400. It feels like there's another 100 cc's, but the same weight. I've ridden this through the sand washes, and I thought it was going to wash out or whatever. It was unbelievable. It just held on everything. Now, it's all kind of second gear, single track. I don't even know if I'm in second. No, I was in third gear. That's funny. The bike has so much power. Now I'm in third gear. On second gear, single track. Yeah, I whiskey throttled like I like hit a rock and I kind of went like this for a second. Man, this thing is like right in the bushes. It's all I'm riding with three experts. I'm kind of intermediate who rides a lot, so I guess I'm what's called an intermediate slow expert. But this bike, man, it's got everything. It's so forgiving and powerful and just awesome. These dudes are just ripping. A little off camber. Man, this thing's right at home here. So this is where the bike really surprised me. It has so much power and I was lugging it like I did my 21. But this motor wants to scream. So it actually flamed out like a 4-stroke because I wasn't on the revs. Gotta be one of the most powerful 2-strokes ever built. And again, this is where this bike shines. Look how choppy this trail is, and it's gnarly. And the bike just keeps pulling forward. It doesn't want to stop. And again, if you stay on the revs, man, what a difference it makes. And in this kind of section right here, it's crazy because you roll on the throttle and you're just not expecting how fast you're really going. And the bike feels so light and the front end is just coming off the ground. I realized after a while you need to just wheelie right over stuff and just be ready for that amount of momentum. And this, going downhill, wow, the stability of the bike, that's what I really liked. I felt confident on the bike. It took me a couple times to really ride it, to figure it out. Now I feel so comfortable. I have everything dialed in. This is a big hill climb right here. And I flamed the bike out because I just didn't stay on the R's. I didn't understand it. Must have a really high compression head, but awesome machine. All right, so done with the ride. I've got to say this bike has got to be the strongest 2-stroke motor ever produced. It really feels like a 400 power on like a 300. And the way they set this bike up, the setup doesn't feel too different from my 21, but the motor is so significantly different. It's just mind-boggling. The power just keeps coming and coming. It's at the bottom, the middle, the top. It's just, if you want power, it's nothing but power. Suspension I thought was great. It's got the Creft fork on the front, but the linkage, the bike feels planted, and it holds its line and sand, everything. I mean, it just does everything well. So, you know, you're reading in the magazines what it says, and I have to concur. This thing is a beast. The only thing I didn't really like was mixing gas. I felt like I was going back to 2016. So I got kind of spoiled just putting oil in my TPI. But man, overall, this bike, if you want one of these, I say buy it. Do it. I don't know if you even need to wait for a 24. This 23's got the air fork, which it's spectacular. I guess when they put the spring fork on it on the 24, you know, that'll probably be the only change to it. But wow, what a bike. All right, guys. Well, hopefully I'll see you out on the trail on one of these. This is I'd be curious to try the 250, because this thing is a monster. Take care. Right through. Oh, this thing's a beast. Beautiful. Wow, this thing's incredible. Right up this hill in third gear. Wow, no problem. Here was the issue with the bike. So fast I'd like blow through the corners. Low speed, high speed. This bike seems to do it all. I didn't know you could get a bike any better. They did it. That's the thing I really noticed right away, was this bike just stays planted. You'd think it would fly all over the place on a trail like this with that kind of power, but it doesn't. It just stays. Wow. Alright, here's one of my favorite little pieces of trail. And here again, I didn't even realize, you know, I had the R's up a little bit, but not where they should be. I was still getting used to the bike. This bike, watch this, the same deal again. Look at that. I get right in the corner. The bike's going so fast, you're like, what? All of a sudden you're in the bushes. You don't even realize it's that much more power. Anyway, I was used to the 2021. So now, as I ride this bike and I get more used to it, I realize you got to keep the motor just cranked up. Like right here, I wasn't on the power enough. This bike will hop right through anything. Here you can start to hear the motor. This is where it purrs. When you have the R's up, man, the power just comes on so strong and so nice. And this sand, normally I'm all over the place. This bike just pulls right through the sand, no problem. The way it is able to come into a corner, you can lay it in there. I'm just not used to it. I'm an intermediate / expert rider. I'm not a pro. There I almost blew the corner again. It's just wild. But you just got to just stay on the throttle as much as possible, and then just drop into a corner and then drop the throttle again and just lay it out. Because this bike, it's really, I almost went off there too. Same deal. But this bike is set up, it's got a motocross transmission, 58 horsepower motor. This thing puts out as much power as a 450. And you can chop the throttle, roll it on, chop it. I just love it because the bike's going to do what you want it to do. It's just such a precision instrument. Here we go again, right there. Same deal. You see, I just fell in the bushes. It's like, damn. It surprises you so much that you're going that much quicker into a corner. And I'm just waiting for the bike to slow down. And here, going downhill, planted, stable. I've now ridden this bike a few times, and now I really feel confident going down hills, which is super cool. Before, that was sketchy for me. The other thing with this bike, a lot of people don't realize, you can't even put a stabilizer on it yet. They don't have the post for it. I have not been able to find one yet. If you know where to get one, let me know. I do have a stabilizer. I definitely want to put one on. I mean, here through this kind of stuff, I was just tearing it up. This is where I really understood liven that motor up and just hit it, because the bike's gonna just, I mean, I don't want to say I was along for the ride. I definitely felt like I was riding the bike and putting it where I wanted it to go, but I was just amazed how nimble it was coming into corners and how much more speed I was able to carry through the sand. But you know, like on this stuff right here, again, the bike's stable. I could carry more speed. Without a stabilizer, though, it did make me a little nervous, especially when I dove into a whoop with the front end. I felt like I was going to high side. I don't know if I would have or not, but again, the way to get past that is wheelie right over it. Just jump the whole thing. But again, I gotta build up my confidence to be able to do that. But watch this. This is like a kind of a first, second gear, really slow, odd climb. And what's cool is the bike's got so much power, it just keeps pulling you up everything. The front wheel comes off the ground, and you know it's got everything you need. Coming into the cabin. Love it out here. It's so cool.
What's up?
Yeah, and here we go. This is a rocky, fast trail. On the old bike, I can definitely rip this. This bike, somehow it just, I know it's kind of cliche to say, but it just felt like it was on rails. I had such a big smile. And this is without a stabilizer. I'm rolling through this trail, and the bike is just so strong and so fast. It just makes you feel good about the whole ride, which is really cool. I love that feeling. I mean, that happened when I went from my 2019 to my 2021, and here we are on a 23, and wow, same deal again. Just so cool. These trails are no joke. So I mean, look, there's rocks everywhere, and what I would do is I'd just get over the back of the seat and just rip it, and this bike would just hold its line. It wouldn't fly around. I thought for sure I was going to be squirrely, get all over the place. This bike doesn't squirt anywhere. And then coming into these fast sand turns, it just holds on the line. It's cool. I don't know. I'm sure when the 2025 or 2026 comes out, wow, I'm going to be like, wow, that's incredible too. But anyway, this is definitely the bike for me. I loved my 21.
This bike, so I can wheelie. My biggest problem is it has so much power. Sometimes it feels like I'm risky throttling. I almost go off the trail because I just gas it so much. Crazy. Pretty wild. See how it goes through this dog poop up here. This is always a gnarly section.
This little part here, this always kind of freaks me out. This is like you get to low speed, you get high centered, you fall over. This bike didn't do that to me.
Boy, she just...
One of those areas where you're kind of just out of breath all of a sudden. You're holding your breath. You know you're supposed to breathe, but and it's just rocky, and you know it's going to be rocky for a second, but it doesn't matter. I just kept rolling on this bike. I just felt so confident. I didn't feel like I was flinging over anywhere on the trail at all. Just such a powerful package, such great power delivery. I haven't even talked about the brakes. Brakes are phenomenal, Brembo. And then the suspension I have on here, the Creft up front, I've got that dialed in perfect. My buddy Curry helped me get it just to the exact right spec. It soaks up everything. Same with the rear shock. It just stays on the ground, unlimited traction, just soaks up everything. Just beautiful. Alright guys, well I'm going to let you watch the rest of this video and sit back, enjoy it. Pretty cool. What a great bike. Definitely buy one of these if you can. Alright, take it easy guys. If you want, subscribe to the channel and hopefully we'll see you out on the trail.
Alright, good birthday, Ridge. Man, trees are growing like crazy. It's growing like weeds. Such a great trail.